That was a little bit of a rough setup. Didn't have all the shit set up, so I had to sit here and do it. Takes about a good 20 minutes for me to set everything up for this damn game. Well, not just this game, but for the stream, the game, everything. To have it appropriately set up at that. Anyways. Hey, fat guy. Fuck. Let's hit the tower. I don't care. Just kill it. Get out of my way. That's great. Wow. Yeah. I'm very careful with who I invite into the guild. If I ever have an officer that tries to invite somebody and they mistakenly invite somebody that does that shit, that officer gets demoted. No officer should not be paying attention, so they don't deserve that rank if they can't fucking manage the guild accordingly. Sorry, but I get annoyed when people can't do things right. Because then that shit happens, and it becomes an issue for the guild. You need to have some sort of filtering system for the guild recruitment. Not just invite anybody that asks. Hey, Judgment Box. That doesn't happen very often. I love this dungeon, I really do. It's just, sometimes it does get dull, but I know it's pretty much one of the best nation dungeons, if not the best. Oh yeah, alternate guilds. That's good. Well, yeah, I've heard of that before. Or a tryout guild. Put the shitty players in one guild and the best of the best in the other. I suppose that kind of works. I had that before, well, not in this game, but there was a game I played where they had something similar to that, but it was more of a competitive strategy game where things were... It was Lord of Ultima, so they had one alliance, or whatever, that was... well, I guess alliances were actually like I don't know. They had one that was the top tier, and the other one was all the second tier, B tier players. Towards the end there, I got into the top tier. It was a sort of tough game to compete with. Lord of Ultima was kind of like, what's that one strategy game that got really popular like 2 years ago? It's a timed strategy game where you wait like weeks for things to happen. Well, anywhere from like a day to like 2 weeks for fights to actually occur. Or they send like sieges and whatnot across the world. I think the Crown of the Gods was the recovery of that game, whatever the hell it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of shit. A lot of life skill, time consumption stuff. People say it's a PvP game where it has the PvP mechanics of Guild Wars and whatnot, but in my opinion, it's more PV world of an experience. So it's not really, I mean, it is PvP, but it's not like focused on PvP. The majority of it is pretty much you're building up an empire of your own. Whether it's hiring a whole bunch of workers and having them make the money for you, or yeah, just various things. Lots to do though, a whole bunch of shit. Too much time that I can spend on for right now. Once this game's over with, then I'll be able to spend more time in that game. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it does have PvP, and there will be a lot of PvPers. That's what attracts a lot of the player base, but a huge part of the game is life skills. Like, probably, I would say, the #1 part. The variety of life skills and how they impact the market. Good, my jackpot's all the way filled up. Got oh Jesus, I have all these fucking books. I do not need all those books. It's kind of a problem to have 6 books in a jackpot. Kind of hurts the jackpot a lot. I mean, I have the boxes, so I guess that's good, but still. It's definitely a very high economy game though, as far as like progress. So you can get rankings and whatnot for each life skill, and you have rankings for each guild, and you have rankings for just about everything actually. shotguns again. Of course, this time it's somebody else. Oh, I don't have my blessing. That might have to do with the lack of damage. I am going to be off for like the next 2 or 3 days, so it won't hurt to go ahead and use that. Ah, shit. Whatever. Alright, so there's that blessing. Title, feast, blessing, no bonus. Okay, that's just why I don't see anything else. It's a Friday and there's no bonus. That's really odd. It's great. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know whoever the fuck that keeps on doing like all this bullshit where they're just trying to fuck over the player base. It's really ridiculous. Like, why are you so petty that you would do things like that? I don't know. Some people just want to see the world burn. Some people are just really fucked up. Most people should die, to be honest. Hey, Monica. You walked in at a good time. Just clearing out Alcatraz, and I'll get to Arcanic after this. Yeah, that would be really nice. Been waiting for an Arthur Merc skin as well. I would love to have some magic damage bonus or something. Yep. But even with all the bad service, it's definitely the fault of a lot of players. Players that are doing all this bullshit as far as bringing in bots and cheating and duping and all that stuff. Yeah, the problem with submitting tickets is you're just flooding the ticket system. Even if it is a complaint, it's kind of not really helping. There's a lot of players that are submitting tickets for a lot of small things, and it's... Oh, okay, okay, yeah, if you send a ticket of somebody using a bot, then that's good, but if you send a ticket just for a complaint, then it's kind of counterproductive. I can understand definitely sending a ticket to actually report people, though. But yeah, their ticket system's flooded as is, and I know the bots probably also flood their ticket systems as well. Just for the fuck of it. They probably do everything they can in order to... Huh. Okay. Maybe not enough information. You have to fill out his name, and you have to fill out what server they are, and etc, etc. And it has to, the video has to be not edited at all. It can't be clipped. It has to be like mine is right now. All the bottom borders that I have on or the bottom trash that I have on the bottom of my screen has to be removed whenever you submit a ticket for them. So pretty much the video has to be clean, and the ticket has to explain exactly what player it is, exactly what server, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you probably did all that information, but that's just so people know that that's how they appropriately want the tickets sent. And it's not like I've ever had a ticket denied just because of one minor miss in detail. I usually get my tickets answered pretty easily, but I don't know about other people. I usually haven't had problems personally, but that doesn't really mean anything. Okay. Well, if you put in all the appropriate things, then they should have answered correctly. Sometimes they might just skip over tickets because there's so many, and they just give the generic answer. There's not enough information or whatever. Who knows? What are they at now? Like 15,000 tickets? Or something stupid? It goes up by about 2K per month, really. Yeah, about 2K. Yeah, that should have been enough information, definitely. But like I said, their ticket system's flooded, so it's not like it's a good thing that they skipped over the ticket or answered with a generic whatever, or didn't look at it long enough to actually see that all the information was appropriately filled. But I imagine there are tickets where they're just like, this is another endless, nope, just skip, or copy paste. I can't imagine going through 2,000 tickets per month. Like, that's just... or more. what is that, like 150 tickets per day? I don't know. And that's not even counting the weekends and whatnot, so I don't know. My math is probably really off on that one, but yeah, but again, they only have, well, they actually, their entire team is less than, I think 30 people? Yeah. So that also counts the developers. I think the team of developers is like somewhere around 20, and the team of GMs is somewhere around, I'm not exactly sure, but they said somewhere around 30, from what I was told. That is not an excuse, but gives an idea of how much workload they handle with. Well, to be completely honest, half their GMs are probably not very smart. Half of their GMs are Indonesian or probably not have very much work experience, probably college students or something. So I would imagine not all of them are fluent in all languages, but it seems like they know both Indonesian and English at least, so that's fairly decent. They at least have the language down from the 3 or 4 that I've seen. As far as technical expertise, the GMs, I have no idea. Probably very low. The developers are probably the ones with the higher technical aptitude or whatever. GMs are probably just at best maybe know how to edit scripts, but nothing more than that. Know how to answer a ticket, or how to contact people via Facebook or something like that. So very simple stuff. They probably would have to pass some sort of terms of service, or edit their terms of service, to allow players to volunteer and to allow players to actually see the tickets, since they don't really have permission to look at those tickets if they're not that player. There's a lot more managing that goes into this kind of stuff than you might think, and a lot more time that may be spent. They may, for all we know, they may already be trying to edit the terms of service, but getting approval from the CEO of Valo or whatever managing system they go through. And also, the developers and the GMs don't directly communicate with each other in person. They communicate over a ticket system. They communicate over their own ticket system with the developers, or I'm not sure what he called it, but it's some sort of ticket system that they personally put in with the developers. It's not a very efficient system, I'll say that. So before people start blaming the GMs, they need to know that it's not completely their fault. Yeah. Well, that's probably because it's been around so long and left to... It's probably very similar to this game, actually, as far as management. Just very poor management, very low effort as far as oversight. Old games become like that. It happens. It's what happens whenever it loses the popularity that it once had. Holding on to the last little bit of thread or so that the game has as far as being able to sustain itself. Oh yeah. The way Velof has things set up is very retarded. I agree. It's just, I also think about the way that individually the GMs and other people have to deal with it. So it's a very poorly made system, I imagine. Of course, this is all just assumption, not really. It's not like there's actual proof of all this, or from what the GMs have said, they don't have a lot of control of the entirety of the game. And there's different levels of development, different sections, I suppose. And Velof is, I'm not sure how big the entirety of Velof is, but they are spread across Korea, China, Taiwan, Indonesia, and a few other places. They do have a lot of money though. Somebody valued them at about 100 and, I think it was 150 something million or something like that, or 250 something million. I can't remember. So the higher management of Velof is probably not giving very much effort towards Atlantica. I've done my research, just a little bit. Maybe not the best, but it's enough to at least have an idea. Definitely was somewhere in the million range though, or 100 million range. I just can't remember exactly what it was. But that doesn't really mean much for a company, because a company can have a lot of money, but very shitty games, depending upon how their platform is set up, their profit margin, and pretty much, well, how good they are with customer satisfaction and just whatever they use or whatever they run. You look at publishers like EA, they produce really shit titles, but they have a shit ton of money because people still buy their stuff. And then people complain why the game's so shitty. And then EA releases like 5 more games that same year, just because they're popular titles. So. Little Twilight Fist. Dismantle that. Alright, I'll be getting off after this. getting off of this and then onto something else. Well, they never thought that people would reach that high as far as the bank limit. I'm sure it's adjustable, or they can make it to where it has no limit, but they just haven't done it yet. That was a Nexon thing. Nexon had that originally set up, so... Well, might have been even indoors, as far back as indoors, whenever the game first came out. 500 billion was the max, maybe. Who knows? It's just not something that's been edited yet, so... That's not something I would really judge Velo upon. Yeah. It makes no sense, I agree, but... Developers definitely should take that cap and just throw it out the window. There should be no cap, but... It is what it is. I'm not going to expect a miracle coming from the developers anyways. I already know what to expect from the developers as far as quality.